So we didn't get a chance to speak before this, but
All right. Okay,
I
looks like we are ready to begin then. So I'm going to call this court into session. Welcome, everyone. We are here to hear an appeal for Mr. Stanley Miller. Now, before we go into the statement of claim and all that stuff, I just want to ask both the prosecution and the appellant, do either of you have any pretrial motions to put forward?
Just one from me, Your Honor.
Okay.
I would just like to formally motion that I am serving cunt today.
What?
Well, let's see.
Wait.
I don't know about that one. Actually, when I look at you, you don't really give off serving cunt vibes. In fact, you give off serving discount Jeffrey Dahmer vibes.
Oh, come on, Your Honor.
But the pants.
the pants are pretty cool.
The pants are pretty awful.
Wait.
Well,
Whoa.
I'm with Angel on this one. The pants.
I don't
really-
Pants.
I will, you know, your motion has been considered. I'm going to deny it, though. You are not objectively serving cunt, so I'm just going to deny that
Thank you,
one.
Your Honor.
I
You're
for one feel
welcome.
better knowing it was considered though.
Yeah, at least it was considered. Miss Archer, do you have any pre-trial motions?
No, I do not.
Okay. Mr. Miller, would you mind taking off your mask for me? Just so I can make sure
yep.
that's you in attendance here. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, well, if we don't have any motions, then I guess we can go ahead and get started here. So just give me 1 second. Up. Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to read the statement of claim here from the appellant.
I think we made it at
On May
exactly
30th,
3
2024,
o'clock.
Stanley Miller was arrested for joyriding and possession of a firearm Class 1. Stanley Miller requested a bench trial at the time of his arrest, but unfortunately there were no judges available. Miller seeks an appeal to rectify the charges in courts. There was also an appeal that occurred on July 2nd that was declared a mistrial due to the prosecution being shot during court. Interesting. I didn't even know about that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so the charges that are being appealed are joyriding and criminal possession of a Class 1 firearm. And there's some evidence here that everyone should have access to, so perfect. Okay. Do we want to do opening statements, you two?
I have one prepared, Your Honor.
I
You have
have
one
them prepared.
Okay, great. Then we'll do them. Okay, we'll go ahead and open up with our opening statements. Prosecution, if you'd like to go first.
Thank you. Your Honor, and ladies and gentlemen of the court, on May 30th, officers Ryker and Wolf were on Palomino Freeway when they witnessed a vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed. They attempted to pull that vehicle over, but unfortunately the vehicle was immediately involved in a high-speed car accident. The driver of that vehicle was later identified to be Stanley Miller, the defendant today. The evidence and the testimony today will show that he is guilty of joyriding in the vehicle he crashed and also of being in possession of a firearm that was not registered to him. Thank you.
I'm going to think about something.
Thank you very much. Miss Archer?
Hello. Hey, everybody. Your Honor, on May 30th, 2024, Stanley Miller was arrested after he crashed a vehicle and incapacitated himself. Today, we will learn through testimony and evidence that officers on scene acted with misconduct and did not give my client due process. Through the arguments made today and the testimonies provided on the stand, should the court find that Mr. Miller's rights were violated, the defense will ask that all charges be dropped and appeal be granted. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right,
Yo, take two, dude.
Mr.
I
Whitlock,
hope
do
Mr.
you
K
have
come and
any
shoot them
witnesses
again,
on
dude.
your list here? I don't see anyone.
No, but I will be calling Officer Ryker to the stand.
Okay, all right. Ryker, if you'd like to please come up and have a seat.
So Stanley, what
can
I
I
was
stand?
going to say
Sure,
is
if you'd like to stand, that's
that
totally fine
I would
too.
advise you against
Please
going
raise
on
your
the
left hand.
stand today. I don't think that
Okay.
it's going to help. If you want to go, you can, but I
Ryker,
advise
do you swear to
against
tell
it.
the truth, the
No,
whole
I'm
truth, and
down.
nothing but
Think
the
it'll be
truth to help
fun.
you, Mitch?
I won't say
Want
too
to go
much.
on?
Yeah.
Fantastic. The
I'm,
witness
I'm
is
going to
sworn
keep
in.
it really
Mr. Whitlock,
narrow
you may
then.
proceed.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please start
I
by
think it's
stating
good
your
RP,
name
you know
and
what I mean?
employment for the record?
Even if it may fuck us.
Cohen Ryker officer.
Were you on duty on May 30th, 2024?
Yes.
And why were you out on Palomino Freeway that day?
We were searching for a suspect that was seen headed in that direction for an unrelated situation.
And what happened while you were searching the freeway?
So while we're traveling along the freeway, a vehicle crossed sort of towards the front of our vehicle. Our automatic radar system locked onto the plate and alerted us to the fact that the vehicle had been reported stolen. That vehicle was, well, we then initiated our lights and sirens in an attempt to get the vehicle to pull over. Before that could happen, the vehicle was involved in a high-speed crash. Like a pinkish purple four-door vehicle came over the berm from the right, collided with the vehicle that was reported stolen. It crashed into a light pole, and the driver ejected.
Now, Officer Ryker, are you trained in first responder medical practices?
Yes.
Do you have any other previous medical experience?
Prior to joining the police department, I was EMS, and prior to that, I was a field trauma technician.
Trauma my
What
dick,
did you do
dude.
immediately following
Yeah,
the
dude.
accident that you witnessed?
Yeah, I wish I said that out loud, dude.
We pulled over off to the side of the road, went and found the driver who had ejected, and attempted to provide medical attention.
Did the driver of the flagged vehicle appear injured?
Yes.
Did anyone attempt to speak to the now downed driver?
Yes.
Who did?
Both myself and Officer Wolf sort of interchangeably.
And what did you ask him?
I asked him a couple of questions to gauge whether he was coherent.
Okay, and how did the driver respond?
The driver responded very clearly. Gave sort of very clear answers to or very clear responses to those questions. However, he did not provide an answer to them.
Was there a medical reason to ask those specific questions?
Yes.
And what is that reason?
Whenever somebody is involved in a vehicle accident or any kind of accident that could potentially involve a head injury, we need to ask very specific questions.
Oh, yeah, you got to
that
be like,
have
yo, why
very
were you
specific
driving fast?
answers.
Is that your vehicle? Yeah,
So,
dude,
for
you
example,
aren't
we
going to
can't
be
just
like, yo,
ask,
what
"Hey,
day is
how
it?
you
How many
feeling?"
fingers, dude?
Because if they have a head injury, it's very difficult to determine whether they're coherent. So by asking specific questions that have only specific answers, we're able to gauge whether or not they're coherent and determine if there's potential for presence of a head injury.
Did you ask them any other questions before EMS arrived?
Other than the two that I can recall, no.
Was the vehicle that he was driving flagged stolen?
Yes.
Did that vehicle show any signs of tampering?
Yes.
Had the driver identified themselves to this point?
No.
How did you identify the driver?
They had an ID card on them that was registered Stanley Miller.
Was Mr. Miller under arrest at this point?
Before or after the ID card was found?
After the card was found.
After the card was found, they were under arrest.
Your statement then reads, later you performed a search of Mr. Miller at CMC. Why is that?
Yeah, that's shaky.
Because they were being arrested.
Oh, that's really good.
That involves a search of their person.
And what did you find on his person?
A firearm.
Was the firearm registered to him?
No.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Miss Archer, your turn for cross.
Hi, Officer Ryker.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh
I'm
my
okay,
God.
Thank you.
Okay. Was Mr. Miller under arrest prior to looking for the ID?
No.
How did you obtain that ID card?
I looked to see if he had an ID card on him.
How did you look to see if he had an ID card on him?
I placed my hand into his pocket to see. Well, I felt to see if I could find like a wallet that may contain an ID card. Once I was able to find that, that's where I found the ID card.
So you looked through his belongings?
No.
How did you find the ID then?
That's a search.
The same way that I would check to see if somebody has a weapon on them, for example. I would.
I am so sorry.
No worries.
I put my phone on silent. I apologize.
Guys, are we winning?
The same way that we would identify anybody that is unable or unwilling to provide their identification. So we're not conducting a full search of their person. We're just like placing our hand into their pocket, see if we can feel for an ID card.
But you searched for that ID card?
I checked to see if he had an ID card.
And again, can you be specific? Did you have to look on his person to find that ID card?
Objection.
I'm going to object to asked and answered at this point. He's stated how he searched the person and what he was looking for.
Do you have a rebuttal, RJ?
No, that's okay.
Okay. I'm going to also state that objection then.
Give me 1 second.
Guys, are we winning the case, dude?
So what would be the difference between looking for that ID and searching somebody?
Well, a search requires checking through every single one of their pockets. So all of their pockets, their waistband, any bags they may have on them. We're opening every container. We're checking and
I should be like
inventorying
the
every
ID
single
was
thing
in
that they
my
have.
in my underwear.
Whereas checking for an ID card, we're just removing the wallet from their person and
Yo,
seeing the ID card if there was one in there.
yo, oh my
How did
God.
you find the wallet though?
It was located in his pocket.
So just to confirm, you had to look through his pockets to find that wallet?
I didn't have to look through his pockets. I just was able to
Yo,
locate,
there's
put my
no
hand in
way
his
Kit's
pocket,
gonna be
found the
down
wallet,
with that, but
removed it.
oh
ID
my
card
God, it
inside.
would be so
Did
funny.
you consent to do this?
No.
So after you identified Stanley Miller, was he then under arrest?
Yes.
Why?
Joyriding.
But why was he under arrest after you identified him?
Because as per the charge of joyriding, he was operating a motor vehicle that did not belong to him.
So you used identifying him to realize he wasn't the owner of the vehicle?
Yes.
Would you say identifying him gave you the probable cause for the arrest?
Yes.
Okay, that's all my questions for cross.
Thank you.
Can I say
Mr.
my?
Whitlock,
If
do you have
can you
anything for
ask
direct?
me where the ID was?
I
Can
do
I
not,
say
Your
it
Honor.
in my underwear?
Okay. All right, you can go ahead
Sure.
and have a seat then. Thank you very much. Do you have anyone else to call?
The prosecution has no further witnesses at this time.
Okay. Does the prosecution rest?
The prosecution will rest. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Miss Archer, your turn. I know you have a few witnesses listed here.
Yeah.
If you would like to go ahead and you can call your first witness.
Okay, I'm gonna call Mr. Ryker back to the stand.
Okay. You're still sworn in, Mr. Ryker.
Okay.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Scoot over.
No.
Okay.
Sherry.
Hello again.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
As police officer, when can you
Quit
legally
pushing
search
me,
someone?
you skinny bitch.
Call me one more
Why-
time.
why
When we have
body
probable
bitch,
cause
you
that they
would-
committed
I'm
a
not a
crime,
white bitch, okay?
or if they
Why
give
you
consent.
skinny
I'm a
dangly
skinny
bitch?
size
Mm.
queen, alright? Put some weight into it. Do it.
Can you
I
Did
mean,
you have
and a
probable
butter.
cause at the time that you looked
Oh.
for Mr. Miller's ID?
Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud.
No.
Did he give consent to you searching him?
He did not give consent to a search.
Uh,
Hey, Kyle, I'm gonna hold my hand.
Keep those bony fingers
based
away
on
from
those
me,
questions,
Skeletor.
did you illegally search Mr. Miller?
Objection calls for
Fucking
legal
corpse
conclusion.
bride looking bitch.
He's a police officer. He should know if he illegally searched somebody.
Give a response.
I mean, he has SOPs and ideas of how he
What?
can and cannot search
It's
somebody. I don't know.
Legislation.
You
It's
deserve
not
them,
SOPs.
Okay. I don't need the back and forth. Thank you.
I hope you're having a good day.
I am.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sustain that. Well, I understand that he, as a police officer, he is expected to understand the law. Typically, only an attorney or someone with a bar license or a legal occupation could actually make a legal determination like that as a witness. So,
Okay, fair enough.
Is an experience as an officer. Go on, kid.
After you arrested Mr. Miller, did you search him again?
He was searched once.
Okay. What did you find during that search?
Is Tuggz gonna win?
This
I
guy
found a
is stating
firearm,
his case.
as well as all the other
I
possessions
won't
that are
be shocked
documented.
if he doesn't win, but it's a sad look for PD if he does.
Yeah, they're always dumb as fuck, aren't they? How do they fuck up everything?
No
I can understand every
further
once in a
questions.
while
Thank you.
fucking something up, but how the fuck do they fuck up
thank
everything?
you. Mr. Willock, do you have anything for Cross?
I do not, Your Honor.
And you go back to academy there.
You can go ahead and have a seat. Thank you.
Even I could tell you the difference between,
Hi, Miss Archer. If you could call your next
probable cause and
witness.
reasonable suspicion.
Okay. Stanley
That's what you used
Miller
to be a lawyer. You actually know your
would
shit.
like to go on the stand.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Miller, please approach the witness seat and please raise your left hand.
Okay. Let's scoot in here.
Okay, please raise your left hand. I'm going to swear you in now. Mr. Miller, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, under penalties of perjury and death and other horrible things that could possibly happen to you? So help you, Vigors.
Okay.
That's not an answer. I need a yes or a no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, the witness is sworn in. Miss Archie, you can go ahead and begin.
Okay. Hi, Stanley.
Yes, I did.
Okay. On May 30th, were you incapacitated on the ground?
Yeah.
I know. Do you remember anything that happened while you were incapacitated?
Yeah, like, I remember the lady that like hit me, and caused car accident, and she was like so concerned, and like the police was like asking me all kinds of questions, like, why you doing this? Why you doing that? Who are you? And like they were acting really mean to me, and I was just like, everything was hurting. I'm like, I need ambulance, dude.
Oh my gosh. While you were incapacitated, were you searched?
Yeah.
Where's your wallet?
I don't really keep one
You don't keep one? Where was your ID?
in my underwear.
In your underwear. All right. No further questions from defense.
Okay. Mr. Yellow, do you have anything for Cross?
Just a few questions, Your Honor.
Okay, go for it.
Mr. Miller, how did you become incapacitated that day?
Some lady like crashed her car. I'm assuming it does. She had like something on her face.
Okay. And so you were in a car as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have permission to drive that car?
Objection. Scope.
I've already opened the scope by asking about the crash itself.
No rebuttal.
Okay, give me a second. Okay. Yeah, I'll go and overrule that objection. I believe that this should fall within the scope. So go ahead.
Yo, Schmoz, think of the 5 gifted subs.
Do I need to repeat the question, Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
Did you have permission to drive the car?
Like, what you mean I drive the car, dude?
Well, you said you were in a car accident.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Poor Frank, dude. I don't know what happened to him.
So you were in a car. Were you by yourself in that car?
Frank was with me.
Okay. Who was driving the car?
Frank.
I have no further questions.
Do you have anything for redirects?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Miller. You can go ahead and have a seat.
I'm having this case of like deja vu for some reason.
Why is that?
I don't know, like I remember I was over here and like the police were over that way. And then this lady came and started searching them, and then she slacks let her walk out.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, deja vu does hit in odd ways. Do you need help getting out?
Yeah, I'm stuck.
Sorry, would you mind helping your client?
Someone help that fat kid out of that
I'm
chair.
gonna give you.
I'm not fat, dude.
I don't think he's legally a kid either.
I can't
Yeah.
grab him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't grab him.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there you go. You're fine.
Perfect. Great. Okay. Do you have any other witnesses you'd like to call, Miss Archer?
No, we don't.
Makes you feel better.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I think if you guys are both ready, we can go ahead and move on to our closing arguments and
So,
statements.
how's things going with
Both
your
sides ready and
boyfriend there,
prepared?
Ash?
Could I just have like 2 minutes? I just want to
Sure.
adjust mine a little bit.
That's cool.
Sure, of course. You can have a few minutes to prepare your closing
I'll be
argument.
sitting on the sideline.
Well, Ash, I'll be honest. I've always told you, Fred's such a nice guy.
Nah, I'm
I
not.
heard he was rich.
I'm a
too.
real piece of shit.
Yeah. Remember that
Nah, I'm
one
poor.
time when you told me that it'd be nice if you could know Fred more?
Yes.
Remember all those times when he would take you on a ride along on burger shot days? And I would
Yes,
support that.
Yeah, we did
And you were
ride along.
asking me if you should
Yeah.
do that more often, and I said, yeah, go for it.
That is
And you
true,
were single
actually.
at that time.
Did you
Yeah.
like how I threw in Frank?
No,
Yeah,
I
you
was with
were,
Benji.
Yeah.
They're back.
Well, who cares about that anyway
Benji was
now?
very against it.
Well, I was not, so I think, relive the memories.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember
Listen,
that.
Listen, I would like Pred to be our friend,
He is our friend.
Sure.
Nah, it's cool. I'm used to not having a lot of friends.
What?
See?
We could be very good
Didn't
friends.
you have an entire army that would kill for you?
Okay.
Yeah, that
no,
was
no,
different.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Go for it.
What?
Ask her.
Yeah.
She
What
ain't
do you
into
think
it.
Cool to see that
She
all
is
these
into you.
court cases are happening now.
Ah, she's got a man though.
No, she doesn't have a man.
Oh, you
Ma'am,
don't?
I'm ready
Yeah, no, I do.
whenever.
She
Oh.
does.
Suwayluck, are you ready to proceed?
Oh. That
Yes, Your
Pred,
Honor,
that
I'm ready.
party the other day
Okay.
was great.
Prosecution, if you'd like to go ahead and
At the
start with the closing
Playboy
arguments.
Mansion.
Hi, Kyle. Good to see you.
Hey, what's up, Kit Kat?
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the court, we've heard testimony today from Officer
See, I'm a
Ryker
hot
related to
commodity.
the charges at hand of
There you
joyriding
are.
and criminal possession of a firearm.
Yeah, I am.
We have evidence to back up the testimony provided in the form of
Hot
evidence of
commodity,
signs of
these
tampering
nuts.
from the vehicle that Mr. Miller ejected from. The vehicle was reported as stolen, as well as being found with a firearm in his possession that was not registered to him. Mr. Miller did not identify himself on scene, and officers did their due diligence in order to identify him after they had asked him who he was, and he refused to identify himself. He was searched later after being identified and arrested for joyriding, where a weapon was found. There was no
You said you
illegal
even searched
search
him once?
or violation of due process during the incident. Given the totality of the evidence and the testimony provided, the court today should find Mr. Miller guilty.
I
on
do
both charges.
wish
Thank you, Your Honor.
we brought up the scene at the
Fuck
hospital.
that guy.
Okay. Hi, guys. Okay, Your Honor. Today you heard
I
from
forgot to
Officer
bring that up.
Ryker that he did not have probable cause or consent to search Mr. Miller, but searched him regardless. Officer Ryker stated that Mr. Miller was not under arrest prior to being searched, but upon conducting an illegal search of Mr. Miller's person, Ryker was able to identify that Mr. Miller was not the owner of the vehicle and placed Mr. Miller under arrest. While Officer Ryker stated that he just felt around his pockets for Mr. Miller's ID, feeling around someone's possessions or pockets is still searching their possessions. Through the legislation, you can see you have to have probable cause that the suspect has committed a crime or consent to perform a search of one's person. You cannot obtain the needed probable cause for the search through searching them. The officers on the scene took advantage of the situation and cut corners to try to get to the end result faster. The grounds for arrest were obtained through illegal means, and since the weapon found on Mr. Miller's person was only
fruit of the
found
poisonous
after an
tree.
illegal search happened, it is fruit of the poisonous tree. Based on the evidence and testimony provided here today,
Yeah, she's still an
officers
attorney,
violated
Ash. They could use
Mr. Miller's
you.
right to dignity, right to
I don't
privacy,
have
and
enough
right to
mental
property.
capacity to deal with all this
The
garbage.
defense asks that all charges be dismissed and the appeal is granted. Thank you.
If enough people like you
you
take
very
charge,
much.
though, stuff happens.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Kit.
I thought
I
that was
appreciate
the
everyone bringing forward this
commerce and
matter for
labor.
consideration. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and call the court to recess while I go and deliberate in the chambers. It should be no more than 15 to 30 minutes. So I should be back by the top of the hour, ideally. So you guys are free to stretch your legs, move about, do whatever you need to do. This court is now in recess. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I like how you used your foot for the gavel.
I did not use my foot. I used my arm.
Looked like you used your foot.
Well, you have crazy eyes.
You were standing. Am I the only one that thought she used her foot for the gavel?
No.
I saw it too.
I saw her
I
pick
wasn't
her up
looking
with.
at
I
her
saw her
feet.
pick it up with her toes.
Are you into feet?
No, I'm not a foot guy.
No, to be ashamed bat if you want.
Mm.
You know, apparently that's the same part of the brain. That's why it's such a big fetish.
Huh?
You know, I had a guy tell me
Yeah.
that once too. I swear to God, he told me that 3 times. I think he was trying to gauge. Of
You wanted to see your feet.
Yeah.
You wanted to see your tootsies. You
They
wanted
didn't
to see
even-
them dogs.
They didn't even bring up the worst stuff. Like when I got brought to the hospital, they wouldn't even tell me why I was arrested, and they wouldn't talk to me because I was mad. Like I was just wanted to get to hospital before answering questions. They were like, "Yo, why'd you steal the car? Why are you driving so fast?" I'm like, "Dude, I need doctor, dude." And I was crying, and they're like, "Fuck you, kid," and I'm like, "What?"
These cops need to go
I'm
back
sorry
to
to hear that,
academy.
Tuggz.
Yeah.
Sounds very traumatic.
They always fuck with you for some reason, man.
Yeah. They've been doing it for a long time.
How do they always fuck up basic shit though when it comes to you? I don't understand.
Well,
It wouldn't have been hard just to ask you questions about the car maybe when you were at your bedside.
They're not very good at communication.
yeah,
Did
I mean,
anybody see you in the car? Did you ever say you were in
No.
the car? Was the plate
Well,
flag stolen?
but
on the car?
that's the thing. Like, the siren came on after the car crash, and when I kept asking for medical and said like, "Can I get medical first?" They go, "Oh, you switch up on us all of a sudden." I'm like, "Bruh, I'm dying here. What you mean, dude? Like, can't we wait till at the hospital?" And then when we get to the hospital, they don't want to say anything. They're just like, "You're coming with us." I'm like, "What am I arrested for?" And they wouldn't tell me.
Well, was the car actually like 1060 flagged stolen?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they said it was flagged.
But they didn't know that till afterward, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah. So they basically they searched you before even verifying the car.
Yeah. Also,
No,
they
Oh,
they
yeah, they
didn't
fucked
search.
up
They
big
just
time.
looked for his wallet.
and then the police report, like, they both said two different things. Like, one of them actually was like, "Oh yeah, we were looking for this specific vehicle," but that's not even possible.
Kyle, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, with the state of the PD, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I might kill them afterwards.
So
I respect
the
that.
same people.
You know, it's funny because I don't know why they keep fucking with you when they know you know enough stuff to bring it here.
Oh,
You know, I just don't get that. Like,
The-
pick on someone dumber.
oh yeah, they were doing it for a long time. Like, the one time I was doing grime, and I went to go pick up a box at the Innocence grocery store, and all the police, like, this person came and tried to sell me a gun, and I'm like, "I don't want one, dude." They're like, "Oh no, it's a gun license." I'm like, "No, I'm good, dude." And then all these police like surrounded me and started looking at their tablet to find a reason to arrest me, and I was just like, "What the heck, dude?"
It's crazy.
Yeah,
That sounds so malicious.
yeah, it was. It was crazy.
Listen up, Tuggz. I see you out there walking on the sidewalk. I'm gonna look into my tablet just like this to find a reason to arrest you, okay?
Oh my god, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently you can't jaywalk anymore.
Yeah.
Pisses me off. I love jaywalking.
You should do the thing that I told you about. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Kill everybody? Wait, what did you tell me about?
Exactly. Not you to him. You know, wink, wink, nudge, 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 wink, wink. Get it?
Dude, I can't wait to watch more videos. Those are fun. The sandwich, by the way, pretty decent. Not bad.
On the
It was pretty decent.
no, because I don't see a possibility that Tuggz doesn't win. Mainly because I have a lot of faith in Angel not being stupid. You know what I mean? But
I see.
Come back. Kyle, come back.
I see. Yeah, I see. Like,
The tough part about
Angel
this case
I'll
is
dance.
some of the statement is
Ray,
I
go
know
with
it's, like,
Ryker.
it's
manufactured.
not really
Um,
nice manners to do so, but like I would have objected to his closing statement saying a misstatement of testimony because when he was on the stand, the cop testified that he was searched once. And then in closing, the closing statement stated that he was searched, then taken to hospital, then searched.
I'm
You
sorry.
know what I mean? Like,
Cohen, for
they're just fucking all over the place, and it
How do you
shows.
guys just fuck everything up?
Hmm.
Yo, Schmooze, think of the 5 gifted subs and the 6 months. Paladin with the 7 months.
It's actually kind of impressive if you think about how much they fuck up. Like, how
Mhm.
do you fuck up so much and then not get
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Like,
fired?
I'm not trying to be a dick,
It's good.
but
Like that's
those reports
What I heard of all this, I
were
saw two
manufactured.
legal arguments on either side that you could have taken to strengthen out the case.
I don't know if I
Oh,
can show
yeah.
it right now. That's a hard thing to challenge.
I don't know. It's kind of impressive.
Like, it has made up
Wish I had
information in there.
At the point when they stopped him and asked for ID, that could have been the grounds, but they never brought that up.
I mean, they could have charged him with disobeying with that, you know, and then that could have been the grounds for it.
But that wasn't brought up, and I thought that was interesting.
I didn't even know they checked the ID. Like, I wasn't even aware. Oh, see. I was checked. I think checking on the vehicle, whether it's legal or not illegal, is questionable.
I do apologize.
I think it's questionable, in my opinion, to be bringing up whether or not you got medical training, right? But the thing is, like, I don't really blame them for it. It's just a falling of the PD training. So I think the thing is, like, PD's kind of been so hands-off. It's allowed new PD players to, like, just make up their own shit, which is really dangerous.
It was potentially a legal search, but you could have sort of driven more into that.
The thing is, where the inherent problem is, give someone medical and then sort it out after the fact. You know what I mean? Through questioning. But
I'd be interested on the ruling myself, because if I think of it from my end, I'm not. I mean, I'm not sure how I would rule either. To be fair, there's arguments that were missed and arguments that were made. And then, of course, I mean, there's probably evidential things that were submitted that we ain't been privy to that might.
Yeah, it's more.
You should be able to. We can see it in like the.
Because inherently speaking, why would you need to identify someone right then and there?
Didn't show it.
Something is shared. I'm looking at something.
Yeah, that's a previous bench trial.
Oh.
Yeah, more Nino after this. ED, thank you for the 2 gifted subs, man.
It's taken a long time to come to a decision on this one too.
It's probably a good thing, to be honest.
Oh no, I find that just kind of interesting, because on the outside of it, I would have thought this would have been a fairly quick decision one way or the other, but again, must appreciate it if they're taking their time to properly come to a correct conclusion.
Yeah.
So, what would y'all think? What do y'all think the decision would be?
I would hope that they'll rule in Tuggz' favor. I mean, even based on the testimony of the officer, I think it's.
I think I agree because I think that there is the shadow of a case there from prosecution, but I don't think they prove.
Yeah, Nino's been a lot of fun.
Clear enough.
I think it's going to be pretty 50-50. Oh.
So I think they could have made a case for it, but I don't think they did one strong enough in my opinion.
Nino's been nice because
Yeah.
I think Tuggz is going to be fun as like new shit comes. It's nice to have multiple characters, you know?
Well, I guess we should see. I mean, justices are supposed to be impartial.
Cheryl, I'm gonna think about something.
Yeah, I agree. I stream a lot too, so. Edie, thank you again for the gifted sub, man. I wonder what Kit wondered. No, 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 no. The only reason I don't play Brian, it's not that I don't want to play Brian. You have to understand that I originally stopped playing Brian because I was getting frustrated with the PD. So I wouldn't want to add to that problem set. Like, you have to keep in mind, I was seeing like illegal things taking place. Things were getting oddly escalated. There was, wouldn't get backup to simple stuff. So, you know, a lot of people think my frustration from a dasMEHDI perspective started with Tuggz. It actually started while playing Brian. That's why I stopped playing him.
You're still waiting.
I think it's getting better. I just don't want three characters that, you know, Tuggz and Nino is enough to be critical. Having a third character would be too much. I think it's not like a PD bad. It's more, there just isn't enough like foundational training.
What do you think, Stanley?
I think I think it could go either way, to be honest. I'm just happy we did this, you know?
Yeah, me too.
The only thing I regret is like us bringing up like, you know, how they wouldn't tell me why they arrested me and stuff. Like, or like some of the things they said, but
yeah, I mean,
I think that would have been fluff.
So what we might be able to do is, if your appeal is granted, based on like the evidence obtained today, that we might be able to sue.
Oh yeah,
and
then bring it down.
We could go that route, and then you could talk about all of that.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Even though the incident is out of the statute of limitations, we may be able to still sue because the evidence that they violated your rights happened today.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
We'll just have to see. Opta probably petitioned for it.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be good. I mean, it makes sense because like we can't do civil till the criminal, so.
Yeah.
I still think it's crazy that they lied in the police report. Like, not even like small stuff. It's just like I still remember.
Fabrication of evidence is a serious crime.
Yeah, they said like they were chasing my particular car down originally, which there's no shot in hell that
They were
was
chasing the
happening.
particular car down. Did they ever ID the particular car that they were chasing down?
I think they imply in the report they were looking for my car, but that's not even possible.
Oh, that's kind of strange. I mean, maybe the car, maybe they're taking advantage of the dispatch system reporting that specific car stolen and saying they were looking for that specific vehicle.
Yeah. Well, with everything that happened, like what actually you heard in this court case is like 10% of how bad it was. Like they were getting me at one point. They were like trying to force me to say things. Otherwise, they're going to press the charges. And like, they're like, yo, we're not even calling our superior down unless like you are nice to us and say pretty please. And I'm like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why if we go the civil route, we'll call Tony as a witness and he can testify on all of that.
Why go the civil route when you can go criminal? And then civil.
We may. You mean press charges against the cops? Yeah.
Yeah.
We may do that based on
I mean,
based
that
on
marshal's
the outcome,
office would probably love doing that.
based on the outcome. Like if the appeal is, it's all based on if the appeal is granted. You know.
Yeah.
Should be getting an email about the case.
Just
Yo,
depends
Tuggz,
on
I'm
if
proud of you.
I argued
think
it
I
well
did.
enough. I
Just
guess.
give her availability on there.
You always get the cops to fuck up.
I will.
It's like every time they fucking start doing anything with you, they magically just fumble everything. But I guess they do that with everybody.
Yeah. I think it happens a lot. It's just people don't want to go to court. And I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm down. I kind of like court. It's like, to me, it's kind of like, yeah, PD does crazy shit. But like, if you don't bring it to court, then like, are they going to change? You know what I mean?
Court's fundamentally one of the most important parts of our society. People don't understand it. If you want change, you take shit to court. It is the pillar in everything, and people ignore it. I'm glad you don't, Tuggz. You're a smart boy.
Yeah. They want to waste my time in the cell. I waste it in court, dude. I fuck them.
Good.
Wait, what the marshal?
That was a
Who
long
knows?
time ago. They told me to.
Marshall. Brady Brunch was so good.
You know there's a drag queen named Marsha.
Really?
Oh my god, I have a feeling this is gonna be crazy because like she's still not back yet.
She's taking her time to deliberate. You know. I don't know. I did my best, Tuggz. You know, whatever
Yeah.
happens.
No, you did great, dude. Evo, thank you for the 20 months. Cause like, I mean,
mediates.
like you can't really control like, you know, maybe the judge is like, you know, you can check for ID, you know? Like that's not really on you, you know?
I mean, per the legislation, it really doesn't seem like you can. Like,
my
you
God,
can't
I
do a
just had a
partial
thought.
search of somebody.
What
You
if
know,
this
a
means
search
Yeah.
is a
the cops
search.
will rewrite the fucking
And then even
legislation
if like
to make it
they
okay
needed to
without
know
the-
whose car it
Oh,
was,
no.
it's like,
I don't think that will happen.
They had to
why
do,
is that
Tuggz?
their priority? Or like, why not
Yeah.
ask when I was in the hospital,
True,
you know?
but
All they had to do
at the moment, how DOJ is
was
working,
get you back
any
on your feet
legislation
and then just
is DOJ,
ask you one simple
basically.
question.
So the DOJ
Yep,
is
Do you know
exactly.
who? Do you know who the owner of that vehicle is? If you're
based on
unable
this
to
case.
do that, you
Because
who
there
you
is-
are like doesn't
I don't know if you
matter
read the
to
search
them
and seizure
being able to
legislation
arrest you.
or any,
Yeah.
Like,
There-
if
there's
you
a-
can't
there's
identify the owner of the
steps now.
vehicle, you can't
They
prove
literally
that
put steps in there for
you
cops on how to do your job.
are allowed to drive that vehicle.
How you doing, Ruby? You
Yeah.
cheap yet?
You're smoking crack if you think that
It's really not complicated.
All right, soon.
for the cops. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing; it's already written for the cops. It literally
Always,
says
always.
when, like,
I'm close
when
with,
would you
with
do
mayoral
the
candidates.
search?
You got to play all sides in order to win.
It's actually like that, dumbed down.
Yeah, but clearly
How
these
more
cops
you
are
can
too
do it.
dumb. Like,
How are
clearly they need
things
dumber.
on the assistant position?
Like how lower can you go now? I think
Put pictures instead of words.
Oh, okay. Half. Yeah. 50-50. Is half a pass? If you get a 50 on a test, do you pass it?
Well, I got the felony, 50%, and the other person got the misdemeanor. 50%.
So it's really like 51%.
Oh my God.
49%. Okay.
Yeah, Dad.
Mine's a winning, and there's
I feel like this could go either way, man. What do you think? I genuinely think it could go either way.
Those damn felonies. Criminal scumbags.
get you. They'll get you.
I mean, they won't get me. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
I hope I don't want to win for the win. I want to win because in my opinion, you shouldn't just be able to like
hi.
Hey, Ebeline, how you doing?
speed
Hey,
run arrests, right?
Lady.
Yeah.
It sets a
hi.
bad precedent,
Uh,
right? Like Kit said, all you
There
got
you
to
go,
do
thank
is
Yeah.
like,
Ooh, you
why are you even
bring that
thinking
your
something's
upside down.
stolen to
What can
begin
I
with?
say? I'm very
Why do you
strong.
necessitate finding out if a crime is transpired?
Thankfully, she didn't commit a crime. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to ID her.
Whoa. What's that supposed to be?
Oh, but she doesn't have a mask on.
Right, but
There's
you
plenty
remember her name.
of
I'm
know,
I
room.
had a small lapse in trying to remember 6,000 people's names.
That is true.
Yeah.
I don't hold that against anyone. There's a lot of people to remember in this town.
Yeah. Yeah, Ebeline and
Mhm.
I, we won our court cases last night. Her 49%, my 51%.
Oh, that's good.
We did quite well. Yeah. I'm not a lawyer,
Yeah.
by the way.
To me, that was the thing. Like, I was RPing
Huh?
like dying,
Whose math is that?
and
That's
it was for me. It was kind of
law
like
math.
Law man.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fictional math. Got it. All right.
Well, I got the felony, and you got the misdemeanor, so that tops me over the 1% right there.
Oh, Ruby, I mean, those spike strips, that was just a side mission. Felony or not.
Okay. Well, it's still a felony, you know.
I'll be honest, that sounded more like a girl math.
Listen, it works.
It works exactly.
Thank you. That's right. Me? Are you suing me? Okay, then yes.
na 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 na. Chat, I think we're gonna be guilty.
Sherry, when I die, will you use a Luigi board to talk to me?
Absolutely, always.
Because I need you to keep me up to date with like memes.
No, I think
Okay. How will I do memes on
cops
Luigi board?
looking for W's and L's and criminals looking for
Why don't you
W's
use
and
a
L's
Wait, no,
is
I'll
an
talk
L
to
in
you with the
court.
Luigi board.
A
You just
W
talk
in
to me.
court is when
Okay. I will put the
clarity
iPhone
of
in the middle
law
instead of using that glass.
stands out.
Yeah.
And with every new meme, I will just put it on, and then you can tell me if it's a yes or a no.
Cause like
Sherry, what you think?
About the case?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm not the
I think it should all be
the
in your
lawyer.
favor, but then if the car was flagged, I can see joyriding sticking and possessions being dropped.
Well, the thing is that's why I made it a point to ask, was he under arrest prior to the search?
Yeah.
Because
I think it would have been good if you question them.
W in court is when
contact with the
clarity comes out.
They would have either said yeah or no. You know what I mean? Like if they made no point to
No, no, no,
contact
no,
the
no,
legal-
no.
the
Is
registered
the VOD
voter,
not recording?
right,
It
then
is. What do you mean?
like there's no
That's
real
a good point.
grounds then,
I didn't
you know
think
what I'm
about
saying?
that. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Keep
Yeah,
that
but
one in my back pocket for next time. Thank you.
But I mean, the guy in
he basically admitted. Yeah.
he did admit it. I didn't search him. I just searched for his wallet.
Oh, Suarez's case? Yeah, that was
So
good.
you searched him.
His
And
Can't
then
he can't do
The thing
like
is,
a
that's why I'm
partial
always
search.
like-
Can't do like search light.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
either
a search is
or
a
it's no
search.
Yeah, it's like a PC or an RS.
If Tuggz was unconscious, right?
Yeah.
Then I could understand searching for his ID card to check that there was no medical alert, like things. Only in that instance. But since
Yeah.
he was conscious and talking,
And he said
then
that
nothing.
he looked for the ID to identify whether or not he was the owner of the vehicle. You know, he was looking
Yeah.
for probable cause.
They can't use a search to have reason to search. You know what I mean?
That's what I
So,
said. Yep.
I don't know. I think that these officers need to go back to academy to until they learn the difference between RS and PC. Because I don't know, that pisses me off.
What you mean? They're
these-
detectives, dude.
They are detectives.
No, they aren't.
They are.
They're
Yeah.
the ones who
No!
tweet out hide your stills.
That's these. No.
Yep.
Yup. So the IQ
It's
is already
tough.
at 2.
It's
just saying.
very tough.
These. Okay, listen. I don't. These.
My God, Ash gonna lose it, dude.
Stop
I keep
dying.
biting my
Stop
tongue.
dying. Stop dying. Bite your tongue. Don't say anything. Trust me.
You're right. You're right.
Don't
you're right.
say anything. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. Good. Keep biting it. Shut the fuck up.
We're waiting to hear back.
I'm kidding. Go on.
Oh no. I have a lot of faith in the PD as a whole. I think they're a really great, well-established unit.
Uh-huh.
With our best interests keeping us safe as clean civilians.
I don't have a lot of faith in the PD, to be
I have
completely
zero
honest.
faith. You know why I have zero faith? So what happened in 3rd July, right? The whole thing, whole shabam. Judgment Day killing all the DOJ. Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever. Where is the PD's part of actually protecting the general public or your own DOJ? Nowhere. Apparently
mean-
they called Bailey and they said we don't have enough units, but then we have enough units, but then they got shot in the MRPD and they did not even retaliate.
Mediate.
You know what's frustrating about this whole situation? It really sheds light that these officers either, they just simply haven't been trained either correctly or enough. And, like, where's their professional development? Like, there's nothing wrong with going back to an academy, to learning more, to, but, like, is that happening? Like,
Bites my
are they
tongue.
gonna take this and learn? Or are they gonna take this and be angry and come after and maliciously prosecute you for something else next?
Yeah, I mean, it was happening before I even had it was so strange. Like, I went months without, like, having any charges. And, like, it was like every moment there was, like, this feeling of, like, what are you doing?
were
That's illegal.
They were so weird to him. Like, the way that Tuggz explained the whole thing, questioning him when he was incapacitated, and then, saying that they were giving him charges because of his attitude, not because he committed the crime, but because of his attitude.
You know what pisses me off? Something that cops do that I will never be okay with? Like, my friends, when they are arrested, right? Well, if you plead guilty, I'll give you X amount of time off. Like, no, that's coercion.
I never did that stuff.
I hate that.
Like, I always just said, it doesn't make a difference to me how you plead. I'm gonna give you time off regardless. Like, if they want to get a lawyer and the lawyer wants to, like, argue the time down further, but I always felt weird about incentivizing guilty pleas.
It's
Felt
just,
wrong.
It's straight up coercion. I would love someone to take that to court one day. If I tell you what, if I ever get arrested and that happens to me, I will take it to court. Like, pisses me off.
Like it is the way that I thought about it is that it's somebody's right to plead guilty or not guilty, and I should not time should not be a factor
This is good.
in how they plea. Like I should not be incentivizing a plea one way or another. Like that is your inherent right to plea however you want.
I can't believe they wouldn't bring you their superior until.
Oh, she's
bark
back.
like a good dog, you know.
She's back. She's back.
Guilty boys.
Okay. Before we begin, does anyone have any food?
I do.
Do you be willing to share some snacks with me?
There you go.
Of course.
Go on.
Oh, thanks.
I don't have food.
Yeah, I
I'm
know
sorry.
that
I
place.
can go
It's okay.
downstairs and get food.
Sorry, I'm
want me to do
glad
that?
you learned.
I think
I
this
got
is
some.
guilty
Hey, what's up?
because it took so long.
Thank you, Mr.
Personally.
Yeah.
I forgot that all my food was taken.
What's that? Sorry.
Yep, you smuggle one file in through a
I s-
cake and they
I
take
said
it
I
all.
forgot all my food was taken.
Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay. Is everyone present and in attendance?
Come
Everyone
stand
that
over
needs to be
here.
at
Stand in
least-
front of me.
Okay.
Prosecution's here, Your
Stand
Honor.
like there.
Okay, Pellin's here. Perfect. Okay. All right, court is back in session. Thank you, everyone, for your
God.
patience. I apologize for being gone for
Oh, fuck.
over half an hour, a few minutes longer than I said I would be. But this was a
Oh,
little bit
God,
longer of a
dude.
deliberation to go on than others. So my apologies.
I'm only 19,
So let's
dude.
go ahead and begin. I'm
My
going to
life-
speak pretty plainly on the factual matters of the case and their implications for my deliberation, and to explain why I've come to the conclusion that I have. So to start, we will examine where this case started. Listed in the report is evidence of the vehicle in question traveling at speeds of 135 miles per hour. These speeds could be considered reckless, but this is not a major factor in the equation or the outcome of this case.
Oh,
The vehicle
God.
continued traveling at high rates of speed per
Yeah.
officer testimony before eventually crashing. and the
Delta, thank you
driver
for 9
ejecting from the
months.
vehicle. While Mr.
Yo,
Miller
yo,
says there
homie.
was another person driving the vehicle, the court cannot find any evidence of a second person in the police report, in officer testimony, or in any other facts to point to outside of Mr. Miller's.
You got a
sworn
boy
testimony.
later, dude.
This removes most,
Oh,
but
fuck.
not all, of the doubt of whether or not he was operating the vehicle. Most of these findings are not contested, though, and it all really boils down to whether or not the search was legal to perform. The court has noticed the choice language used to describe checking for an ID, as if going through a person's belongings only to look for an ID would not be considered a search. Now,
He touched my hot dog, dude.
the court recognizes that police do not only have the ability to check the ID of suspects of a crime, but a responsibility to do so. It is imperative the police can identify who they are speaking with in a potentially criminal matter, or who they potentially are accusing of a crime. Additionally, that's part of why these IDs are administered to the civilian population at large.
Oh, my
so that
God, we're
government bodies
dead.
can identify who you are in appropriate times. So this just leaves us with one final question. Is it legal and just for a police officer to search someone for only their ID before an arrest? In this case, we look to the factors at hand and the judgment of the police officers. Mr. Miller was incapacitated and not clearly speaking, and per officer statements in the report, was not interested in readily providing his name to the officers. Officers are required to be able to identify suspects in their
Oh,
custody.
fuck.
As such, it would be reasonable for them to perform an investigative detainment and potentially even an arrest with articulable probable cause. However, officers testified on the stand that Mr. Miller was not under arrest. He was not going to jail unless they could determine if he was the owner of the vehicle. That means he was under an investigative detainment. Officer Ryker performed a search of his person to grab his ID. Whether you would like to use the language of checking, looking, or any other descriptor, it is still
I'm
legally
going to
considered
jail
a
forever,
search.
dude.
And this will ultimately bring us to the court's decision. While we believe that Officer Ryker had the right to search Mr. Miller for his ID, we do find that the way it was articulated in court by the LSPD unclear and confusing. Why say they have no probable cause for a search when they could articulate otherwise? Why claim they are only checking for ID and not a full search? As such, I will be finding in favor of the appellants due to various procedural missteps from the LSPD. Mr. Miller will be refunded $17,740 for his troubles, and this case is dismissed. I will also be referring this case back to LSPD High Command for review so they can refine their internal procedures and training to ensure this does not happen again in the future. That is the
Oh my
finding of this
God.
court. Thank you.
Oh God, I killed Wed, dude. Oh God.
Mr.
Alright,
Miller, if you
go
could
get
please
your
approach
money.
so that I can refund you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, good job, Kit Kat.
What is your bank account ID?
Thank
Um,
you.
1221.
That's your state ID, not your bank account ID, Mr. Miller.
Oh, 617
They don't understand.
40500.
They don't know what they can and can't do.
Okay, Mr. Miller, I'm going to be refunding you for the full amount of your charges, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Hey, congratulations, Tuggz.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
All right, good shit, Tuggz.
Hi, friend.
We got it kind of based on a technicality, but we got it.
Yeah, dude. Good. They put my hand in the underwear, dude.
I know. Gross. All right, I'm gonna go talk to Judge Angel for a sec, but
Okay.
happy for you.
Yeah, thank you. Are we gonna ask her about the civilian?
I'm just gonna get clarification. So from what I took from her statement, she didn't consider it a rights violation, but rather like
Are you gonna-
procedural misconduct on their part.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to confirm that, and then and then see if it's worth if we basically if we can pursue this to
I don't like
a civil
know it.
case.
Okay.
Uh,
You want to mention all the
do
stuff
you have any
at the
questions for me, Miss
hospital?
Archer? Or am I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna step out of here, and if otherwise,
Do you have a minute, Judge? Is it
Damn,
Justice
good
or
goddamn
Judge
work.
it's justice.
Yeah, dude.
Justice?
I should go to court more often.
Yeah, the cops don't know what RS and PC is.
Dude, I'm even telling you, like, I still don't understand, like, why, if someone is about to die, your first thought is like, yo, let me check if the plate, like, if this vehicle is his. You know what I mean? Aren't you gonna be like, yo, dude, this kid's gonna die, bruh?
They should probably try and preserve life. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Make sure that they remove
That's
that
not
Everyone
why they
comes
lost,
first.
though.
Leave.
They lost because
Or
of
you're
the
gonna end up
procedural
with a
misstep of
big
not
issue trying to
understanding
get it off.
PC was the stolen
Okay.
car.
Yeah, make
Does
sure
the
they take it
cop
off
do
the-
it, or?
I don't know.
I think actually that
Just-
the stronger point is it wasn't the stolen car would have been probable cause, but actually the right for determining ID for the speeding, but that wasn't articulated, therefore not given.
No, the probable cause is the stolen car. That's the probable cause.
Yeah, it was flagged.
Probable cause was the speeding. Then the that was
No,
given
no. The probable
look for
cause
the
was
ID.
not the speeding. The probable cause is the vehicle in itself. The condition at the speed that it's traveling has no effect on it being PC or not.
I mean, they could have used you not identifying as disobeying, but I
Yeah.
don't think while you're
The
incapacitated.
speeding would have been a crime, but it would have been a lesser crime than the stolen vehicle.
While incapacitated, the argument could be made that they were looking for your identification in order to provide proper first aid, as in under the Good Samaritan law. But again, that was not brought up. Therefore,
I don't think we do. We have Good Samaritan.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
but it is a reasonable legal argument under the federal law that looking.
That's
for
the thing.
ID
We don't work with federal laws. We have our own DOJ and the constitutions that are for the states. San
We're like
Andreas.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bit-
that's an
Tuggz,
interesting thing
make
to
sure
know
you get
because
that taken off
traditionally
there, because
federal law
Okay.
I can see the
outlines
cops
state
being
law.
like, "Oh, the judge didn't say to do it."
I'm gonna sneak up.
Understanding
Yeah,
what
we
RS
don't-
and
yeah,
PC is.
basically we don't
I
have
was
federal
actually
laws,
having a
so,
conversation with your two
from
officers
some
over on the
of
bench about the
running
same
law,
thing. You
you
were
have
there
to go
for it.
read up all
They
the
didn't understand that a
constitutions
stolen car is
accurately.
PC for an
It's
arrest.
Hey, kid, what you got in the backpack?
Yeah,
PC
I
doesn't
just-
mean sending
Crack,
someone
dude.
off to prison. PC
What the
means
fuck?
you can make an
That's a
arrest
crime.
and, you know, bring facts to light.
Even if it's not a, you can say you're
Hey, Ruby, I have raised. I think the kid over there might have crack in his backpack.
This kid?
Yeah. This. Oh, hey, how you?
Yeah, said
wonderful
it.
weather we're having. Not saying anything.
Okay. All right, Bob. All right.
Great weather. Oh, look at that, a bird.
What?
That's our eagle.
That's Bob Eagle.
Oh,
Rick, you next.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Does the police or do you remove the charges from my record?
I will remove them from your record.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But they're already marked as removed, so they shouldn't be on there.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Angel.
We don't like being wrong. Doesn't matter whether
Yo, I think I'm a civilian now, dude.
Oh, bollocks.
I'm never wrong.
I think you're
The
a civilian.
fact is,
Yeah, I think so.
what?
I am an actual genius.
Really?